Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward.
Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert. Do your own research. Okay, so I took like a few days off the market. I was in Miami. It was a good time and met a lot of cool crypto Twitter people. But back to the charts now. I've always thought that we would have gone to $45,000 to $50,000 before anything else. And by that, I mean, if price is going to go to lower, like 25,000 or around there, then we're still going to go to 50,000 before that time, in my opinion. Just because I believe that there's higher liquidity than these current levels. Bottoms take a long time to form, and on that big wick down, all the way down to 28K or 30K or wherever you were trading at, there was a lot of people that got liquidated there. So a lot of liquidity got collected when we spiked down, and in general, bottoms take a long time to form. So what you can see in the past, when there are big market moves down, I mean, this overall bottom took several days to form back in January. Again, back in late February, there was another nuke down, and once again, price took a long time to form a bottom. And generally speaking, the larger the nuke, the more time it takes to form the bottom. A good example of that would be seen, like for instance, this March 2020 was a little bit different because this was so insane in terms of the liquidations relative to the market size that price just had a V-shaped reversal, and this hasn't really happened a whole lot in Bitcoin's history, to my knowledge. But what you saw, a more classical example of taking time to bottom out, was the drop from $6,000 to $3,000 back in 2018, 2019. Price took a really long time to accumulate in that situation, and this was a long time that it took for the bottom to form. Now again, price is fractal, so you see these types of movements across all different time frames. And here's like another good example here of price short-term bottoming out back in late 2019. It nuked from $10,000 all the way down to $7,000. And price took a good, let's see, like end of September all the way to end of October, like an entire month just to consolidate. And then it had the China pump that resulted in a lower low. But the bottom line is, what I'm trying to say is it takes a long time for bottoms to form. Like here's another example here back in 2020 when price nuked down in September, and price consolidated even longer. Again, this took from early September all the way up to kind of mid-October, really, before it started to really strongly move. So what I'm trying to get at is because this move down was so strong, it's going to take a lot of time to resolve itself. It's going to take a long time to form a bottom. So I don't exactly know when this is going to happen, like when the move up to 45 to 50 or 50,000 will happen. But I strongly still believe that the higher liquidity is up at these levels. I would be a little bit surprised if price nuked down to like 25,000 or lower from these current levels. I think that it's more likely that price goes higher before lower. If it goes lower, I mean, this could just be the bottom overall, and maybe we just range from 30,000 to 60,000 over the next few months or weeks, and that would be obviously pretty good to see a market recovery and consolidate. But let's just see. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done. Like the 1-day structure is still like very not good, like lower highs overall and lower lows. But I expect price to just ping pong for a while and then kind of go from there. You know, kind of it's going to be something that could take a little bit longer to see. So anyways, those are my overall thoughts on Bitcoin. I do believe that 45 to 50,000 is like the next level up, and from that point, I don't know what's going to happen. Like price could like do a huge blast up, like the 2019 China pump, It's like 50,000 and then just like quickly retrace. That's like that's like a possibility. It could do something like this where it chops up, it's lower high, hits a higher low, and then we see something like this. I could see something like that certainly over the next several months or weeks. But yeah, let's just see. I mean, this is kind of like what I've always thought the last several weeks of what price will do. It's taking a while just to consolidate, and I do believe that higher before any potential lower is the play. So I still am filling some longs at in this area just for some altcoins, and I'll be taking risks. I'll be taking them off around 50K. So ETH USD. Well, what the hell happened here? This chart still looks better than Bitcoin. It did have that nasty nuke, but similar to Bitcoin. And I'll also preface this video that it all depends on Bitcoin. Like if the market nukes for Bitcoin, then altcoins are going with it. We're not at the stage now where it can just decouple and altcoins will just like do their own thing regardless of what Bitcoin does. Like if Bitcoin moves down, it's going to be because of or I'm sorry, if Bitcoin moves down, then altcoins are going down with it, like much harder. This is the ETH USD chart. I mean, it's still just consolidating higher. It's knocking on the door of resistance every time. You can see several times, and it's making a higher low like every time too. Still bullish on this overall. Like, I mean, ETH BTC is still in a bullish trend, and I still feel that this looks pretty decent. Like Bitcoin, I think that there's higher liquidity, so I think it'll go something like this, like 36, and then we'll see the reaction from there. That's kind of like my area of interest. Like volume profile also shows this area as like an area of interest as well, around 35,000. Now, like, it could revisit these lows around 38 after it comes back to that point, but as long as ETH BTC is still in a bullish trend, then I think that ETH USD will look good. But again, with the preface that it depends on Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin shits the bed, then it's taking ETH with it, in my opinion. But this chart still looks better than Bitcoin. Like it still looks good. It's still forming a long term. It's still forming a bottom in the short term, in my opinion. But ETH BTC again, similar. Like it's still in a bullish market cycle and market trend. It's still making higher highs, higher lows. Like you can see, just across the board, just higher highs, higher lows, high, low, high, low, higher high. And could it have formed this higher low? I mean, maybe this is the low that's formed here. I'm not sure. Like lows take a long time to form, as I already highlighted. Like it wouldn't surprise me at all to see like something like this, like where it goes up and then it dips back down and then it consolidates for a little bit. That would make a lot of sense to me. And then maybe like a run up in like the late summer, perhaps. That's like a certain possibility. It did kind of come near this 08 area, and it wicked here for a few days. But overall, it still looks pretty good. I mean, I would kind of expect like a short-term double top personally, like where it comes up to like 0.08 and then comes back down. I think that's pretty likely. But it's also important to understand the way that price is getting there. Like price is slowly grinding up, which is a more sustainable move than like a big move up like this. Like if you see price spike up like that, then the Hasaka retrace is like going to happen a lot of the time where it fills the inefficiency. But if you see price like slowly chopping up and grinding up like very sustainably, then this has a higher percent chance, in my opinion, of breaking past this resistance point. I mean, I still expect a pullback around 0.0881 or 0.0082, but this has a less likely chance of having a violent retrace than like a big pump up. Like one big candle. Like what you really don't want to see is like a big candle up, because that usually will get filled out. What you want to see is like a grinding motion, like kind of what we're seeing here. And I still expect to see some like retrace and then like go back up. But yeah, let's just see. I mean, it's still a bullish trend. It's still making higher lows, still making higher highs. So it still looks good to me. And if ETH BTC breaks out, then altcoins should do pretty well, because ETH BTC is a good macro indicator of the altcoin market, in my opinion. Okay, so let's just go into some altcoins here. I asked people for some requests on my Telegram group, and yeah, let's just go to it. LTC USD, I mean, again, this one looks pretty ugly. It held up better than some other altcoins, but it still had that nasty, like, what, 70% or whatever nuke. I don't know how much it was. Okay, 70%. Still forming a bottom, in my opinion. Similar to, like, LTC and other altcoins like that are going to move similarly to like ETH and some of the other big caps, in my opinion. It's not going to look as much like some of the shittier coins. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see this just keep forming a bottom and then fill out some inefficiency and then kind of ping pong around and form like a range. Overall, like, I'm still bullish though. Like, I also want to preface that pretty much every single altcoin has this exact structure: grind up, big nuke, now it's forming a bottom. So here's an example of what we're seeing. Like, we're seeing big move up, grind up. This is for all altcoins, by the way. Big nuke down, and now they're all just ping ponging. This is the structure that you're looking at right now for like all of these altcoins. So, and some of them look a little bit different than that, but like, this is the basic outline that you'll see for many of these coins. And it also shows you too that there's really no diversification for altcoins. Like, having an index of altcoins is like not really that great, in my opinion, because it's pretty rare that one just like totally outperforms the other. It's good in the sense, it's good for it can be good for a bull market where everything is really pumping strong for altcoins, but it's not really great for bear markets, because it's pretty rare that one coin will just like outperform. Like, usually the entire market kind of moves together. So anyways, for LTC, yeah, I believe it's just forming a bottom, and then it'll pump up to like 300 and 320 or something like that, and then pull back a little bit, and we'll see from there. I actually don't know what's going to happen. Like, new lows, maybe, who knows, after that. But I actually think that for many of these altcoins, the lows are in for the most part. Let's go to MATIC, everyone's favorite coin. MATIC has had a V-shaped reversal and was the strongest coin to recover from that market dump. I mean, it just was really strong. Insane buy volume, pull back up, go to the supply zone around 250, and then it pulled back. And this is something that I expected. Like, I expected this to like go and pull back. Price has yet to really make another move up to that area, and it's just consolidating. It did have nice support here at the 150 area, and price is consolidating here right around the 200 EMA 4-hour. I'm expecting more consolidation and eventually another test up at the supply zone around 250, and we will see the reaction. This is just a really big range, though, in my opinion. Like, we will see we'll see what happens like after the reaction around 250. Like, it's quite possible that it goes back up and then it revisits the lows around 150, and we just see like a big 150 to 250 range. Yeah, so like that's kind of like my overall expectation. Like, it depends, again, similarly how I talked about ETH BTC. It depends on how price gets up to 250 as well. If it slowly grinds up, then we will probably see a higher % chance of price breaking through to all-time highs. But if it just kind of does what it does here, where in like late May it kind of like had this big inefficient move, those usually get grinded back down. So overall, I'm kind of neutral on MATIC. Like, I still think it's a really good project, but I'm expecting this just to have its range between 150 to 250. FET USD, I actually expected it to go a little higher to like 53 cents and then pull back, but right now it's just consolidating near the 200-day EMA. Really no thoughts. Like, I still expect this to probably hit higher though. Like I still think that something like 53 cents would make sense. Like this. And you can use these fibs as SR levels, but yeah, neutral. I'm thinking that this 200-day EMA should hold though. Like it flipped from an SR level, like, and EMAs can be used in a lot of different ways, but like SR, in addition to regular support and resistance levels, it's good confluence. So in this instance, it was a resistance area all throughout May and late May, and then now it's support. TWT, I don't know what this is. It looks bad though. It looks like it's going to like these lows around 30 cents. There's nothing really bullish about this chart. It just looks bad. Looks like it's going to go lower. XRP, the chart actually looks somewhat decent. 200-day EMA holding it as support, and similar to other altcoins, it's forming a bottom. Again, bottoms take a long time to form, and it would not surprise me at all to see price go up to fill out this inefficient move. Like it wouldn't surprise me actually even to see this go to like the like 140 or so, and then like around there. There's going to be certain levels though, certain levels of support and resistance. Like 135 looks kind of an interesting level, and then yeah, I definitely think that this will at least go up to this level, or even like 150 too. STMX, it's not yet recovered from an EMA structure. Like it's still like this 200-day EMA is still resistance for now. It does look interesting in the sense that like you see this like small volume uptick, and it depends on how you read volume too. When you start to see like a volume uptick like this when it's consolidating, that's usually like the first sign of like a test pump. But again, similar to other altcoins, it's forming a bottom. It's going to take a little while to kind of consolidate and do its thing. But the nice thing about this chart is that like there's somewhat clean levels in my opinion. Like this 80 or 38 cents area looks pretty like decent as an SR level, and price could quite possibly get up higher to like 60 cents. This is STMX BTC. I actually think I should have reviewed the BTC pair, but oh well, I'll do this one too, I guess, just because I accidentally added the USD pair. All BTC charts are really just consolidating. Like usually they either moon, doom, or consolidate, and you can say that for pretty much all altcoins really, but this is just consolidation. It's not really moving either way. Neutral to this coin, like if you have a position in it, don't expect it to move very hard. It should just like chill. Solana looks pretty good overall. 200-day EMA got tapped as support. That was like the perfect entry on 19, and then it moved back up. I actually expected it to start pulling back pretty soon myself. Like it's entering like a pretty interesting resistance area because there's a lot of trading volume around the $42 to $50 area. Like this usually will act as resistance on the way up, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see price pull back. Like I bought Solana in like the 20s and 30s, and my plan is to just basically go ahead and take some off a little higher than this, maybe like the mid-high 40s. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see this pull back. There's a few different possibilities though for this one. Like it could come back up into this area and then pull back. It could, what like would be interesting is like reclaiming this consolidation area, and we just see like do this, like similar to how we saw it back in late April. We could just see it do something like this. Like that's entirely possible. Where it just kind of chops around and then it moves up again and tests $50 again. But there's definitely certainly a few possibilities. But I will be taking some off around the mid 40s. Again, it depends on how price gets there though. LINA, this looks bad. It's just dumping. Expect when you see a coin like this is just dumped to hell, expect like accumulation. And you can see by volume profile that there's a lot of volume transacted here. So, yep, just expect a lot of accumulation here and price not to move for a bit. But it should eventually rebound. Like, it depends on the type of accumulation, but something like this should happen eventually. Sushi. I still think this is a pretty good project, to be honest with you. I was way wrong with regards to many altcoins. Price held as the 200-day EMA, and now it's just ping-ponging. It's similar to like other altcoins, it's just forming a bottom, and then should go up to like at least $15, in my opinion. Like, this move would make a lot of sense to me. Like, at least $15, and then possibly like 18 to fill out more of this inefficient move. But yeah, I'm expecting this to go up to at least $15 over the next few days. A good entry might be like 10.30 or so. Again, like just tapping this 200-day EMA. RUNE, still love this project. It's a good one. Another test of the $8 area might be coming. Like, the 200-day EMA did get tapped once. Price could just kind of, you know, keep forming a low. But in my opinion, $17 will get tapped. It looks okay for now, though. I mean, I still like this is like a long-term investment for me. I'll just dollar cost average down. Man, I keep doing that. XLM. I'll skip it. Whatever. KAVA BTC. This one. This one actually looks okay for the most part. 200-day EMA got flipped. We saw, which was nice to see. And again, one of the reasons why I thought altcoins were going to moon really hard during the next few weeks, which I was so far wrong on, was just because the BTC pairs looked pretty good. But we're seeing pretty decent volume and activity. Like overall, like early June, we're seeing like huge, pretty big volume spikes, and prices consolidating and filling out this area. And I still feel that price has like a long way to go in terms of like upside for the BTC pair, if you believe that KAVA is bullish and you think the altcoin market is bullish. But yeah, this is a good reason why I thought that alt BTC pairs were, and alt BTC and alt USD pairs were going to do well, was just because these alt BTC pairs, like, they look like they chopped around for quite some time without moving very, very hard. This one looks decent though. I mean, overall, like it's consolidating. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see like another test of 11.7k sats and then move up. BNB looks okay for now. It had a good bounce off the 200-day EMA, and now it's just chopping around. It's currently using this 200 EMA a 4-hour as resistance, and it looks like my overall projection was like correct so far the last time I did this video. Pull back from the 200 EMA, or not 200, 200 EMA in the 4-hour, and then it's going to test this again. But you can already see some of these EMAs recovering on the 4-hour. Like, you like to see them clump up because this usually means heavy consolidation. And once you start to see these consolidate a little bit more, you'll see price move up. Like, I still expect this to move up to like $500, like pretty quickly. When it starts to move, I don't know when it will move, but yeah. DOT, similar to every other altcoin, it's just forming a bottom. Similarly, it still hasn't moved. It was a good time to go to Miami, honestly, in the sense that like price just like was chopping around, and it's a tough environment for many traders. Like, I just kept averaging into positions. So yeah, we're seeing this chop around, and then it should move up to like 40 and then pull back, in my opinion. Like, this is like kind of what I'm projecting. Link, same deal. Consolidation, ping pong, move up to 43 or so and then dump. Not dump, but we'll just see the reaction. Link looks pretty decent. I wouldn't say it looks really any better or worse than other altcoins though. And like, as I said before, it's just really the same. It's the exact same pattern across all altcoins. I don't know why I reviewed all these, to be honest with you, because they're just like all the same. ChainX, not sure what this one is. Price wicked up. This doesn't look like a great chart. It looks like distribution. It pumped up and then like had really high sell volume. You could argue it like made a higher high than these past highs, but the chances of it making a higher low seems unlikely in my opinion, given the state of the market. But it is a neutral coin to me. I wouldn't really buy this one. I don't see a trade here. You can maybe use some trend lines. You can maybe use some like EMAs, but I don't know. ZRX looks okay for now. I mean, again, similar to every other altcoin, just forming a bottom. See these highs getting tapped all the time. You can see higher lows. This is the exact same pattern across every single altcoin. I still think that higher will come though, like 150 or I'm sorry, 160 or so. RSR, same deal. Yeah, again, I don't know why I asked for all these altcoins. They all have the exact same pattern. Like if you made it this far in the video, then you'll already know that. So all the exact same pattern. I still feel that these all will pump up to like kind of near the origin of the dump around there, and then we'll see. You could literally just like put these all together and they like all look the same. So anyways, I'm just going to cut this quick because yeah, like every single altcoin looks the same. But anyways, the general summary of this video is that I believe that altcoins are forming a bottom similar to BTC, will pump up fairly strongly when they do decide to pump. And from there, I do not know the reaction. Maybe we'll see new lows, like for instance, for Alpha, maybe we'll see like 30 cents. That's entirely possible. But for now, I believe that the short-term low is in. I believe that we'll see this many altcoins in the entire market pump strongly as Bitcoin goes to 45 to 50,000, and then we will see from there. Anyways, thanks guys for watching, and I love the support. Please join my Telegram channel if you want to see more requests. Thanks.